So I told him I can't get in one of them. The chick who was doing, she's like, no.
Welcome.
Hey, what up? What up?
How's it going? How's it going? I
bro?
forgot. I had a whole...
Check.
What up?
Here
we go. Here we go.
What up? Checking in.
We are here.
1 2 1 2 in effect. In effect. Yes, sir. Audio sounds good, Ben. How's it sounding?
Check.
Sounds good.
How's it going?
Welcome once again, everybody who's tuned in or may see this later on, to another episode of the VV Bros podcast.
VV Bros.
It's your boy VV Mascal.
Benjamin.
Funk Vision 32. Follow for follow. Like for like.
And we are the VV Bros, the West Coast VV
Nerds.
Bros. You know how we represent. This is how we get down.
Actual brothers, you might not see it, but it's there. Trust me, it's real. Couldn't change it if you wanted to.
And we here in the spot once again in Los Angeles live for another episode, man. What a crazy week. What a crazy week. Where we left you guys off last week, man. We didn't know what was going to happen. The market was still closed, which feels like it feels like it wasn't that a week ago.
Every week feels like a month apart.
Right? Like, isn't it crazy?
Feels like a month apart.
Like, was that just a week ago that we didn't know what was going to happen? But the market closed at like this crazy rally. Then we learned that it was off of stolen gems from this, evil doer in the VV community.
Or doers, we don't know.
The Tinder
they're saying it's
swindler.
like one,
Could be a ring of you.
it's
Tinder
one like
swindler
bad
strikes
actor, I
again.
guess. But yeah, I was doing some homework on it. We coming at you with this episode right now, man. And like we're pretty much picking it up where we left off last time. And we all made our predictions of what would happen to the market. And it was a trip because the market reopened. And instead of kind of crashing down how it was, that Sunday night before the crazy manufactured rally, we actually saw prices kind of pick up a little on the golden moments.
Or hold on certain things.
It was a trip.
Certain ones. It wasn't market wide for once. Normally you see the activity go all across the market. This one was kind of different. Like you said, the blue chips kind of just held a little bit. They went down maybe a little bit, went up a little bit.
But we still saw a continuation of that pump for those golden moments, for those new golden moments, right?
Yep.
And, I kind of felt like no matter what they did in the short term, they were still going to go down. And if you open up your app right now, you can see they're back almost at that Sunday low level. It's not quite there, like you're not seeing under 100, but you're seeing in below 150, right? What are we looking at?
Yeah, you are.
It's hard with golden moments because people know they can flirt with a little bit higher.
129 right now. That's the floor.
The FOMO is real.
129. Then the next one was 134. So that one's gonna get sniped up right now. I'd actually try to buy that shit right now.
What do you think it's gonna look like tomorrow morning? Even a little worse.
Flounder and Sebastian is 154.
Wow.
Now let's see this one.
The part about tomorrow, dude, is that there's a lot of people on the East Coast that the drop is at 11 a.m. So they got a lot more time to try to get some gems and put some in. And, so it's like for us, it's 8 in the morning. It's like, oh, yeah, I'm at work. I'm trying to. Oh, no, I can't take a call right now. I'm busy.
So they get it, 3 hours?
3 hours of contemplation of trying to figure out.
So they drop it at 11, right?
Yeah, at 11 a.m.
Right.
So it's like
all that means to me is that they get to wake up a little later. That's all it is. Like, because if you're going to go for it, you're going to go for it. But, and these people who are like, I'll give you an example, right? Like, last night, they could have listed and probably sold a little higher. Now, today, the market's getting even more squeezed that if you wanted to list right now for tomorrow, you're kind of like a day and a half late because now the floor is getting pushed down so low that, I made some snipes today and this past week. We'll be talking about that because I'm proud. And we made some big moves for the VV Bros and just for, being on the app for a minute, seeing things where they're at and playing your position, showing patience. We have a great story. If you out there, if you're new and you're seeing these big collectibles and you're seeing these prices that you can't keep up with, trust me, there's a way to get those collectibles. You just have to have patience. You just have to have a plan. So before we get all into that, let's get back to the structure of the VV Bros. For our millions of fans who have gotten used to how we give it to them, let's give it to them the right way, right? This past week in VV, guess how many drops we've had? Because for as many shows as we've had the same amount of drops each week. And you know what it is? 5 drops once again. VV hits us with that consistency of 5 drops a week.
And some people are mad about it.
And
stop with the drops.
Dude, there's gonna be 7
Zero.
to 14 drops a week in the future. People don't understand that. They're going to do more, not less. So let's talk about the 5 drops we had. We had Strange Tales, which was the FA of Gomorrah. We had USPS Stamps, which honored the Olympics, right?
No, the Title IX.
Title
IX.
Yeah.
Title IX.
Women's rights.
Women's rights. It's for Women's Month.
I'm sorry. I got lost on that one. And then we had Baseman's Toby, which was that little weirdo collectible they sold, which I picked one up for $15.
Underplayed.
Benzo's got me. I should have paid attention. We'll get into it.
And then we had Uncanny X-Men number 200, which was a trial of Magneto, which I don't think anyone cared about. And then we had Amazing Spider-Man 101, the FA of Mobius, the living vampire.
Again, lining up with the movie release, which is tomorrow. You can see the movie for the first time. They're lining up every time.
That's been the pattern.
It's lining up, guys.
Marvel
lines it up.
Disney as well. They line it up.
Disney does whatever they want. Disney's like,
line it up.
So
did anyone hit anything? I'll tell you right now, I hit that Uncanny X-Men, that Magneto one.
I hit that one too. And I thought because it was a high mint number, I was like, oh, it could be this. It was common. And it was a high mint number, so I was like, man.
I didn't even buy that one, I didn't even try.
And just to piss people off, you know, like when they say, oh, why would someone buy a comic at $7 and then relist it at $4 immediately after? I was one of those people. Just because they're one of those people. I always say too, because they're morons.
You're so
idiots.
Stupid.
But also, I just wanted to be the contrarian and do what idiots do.
This is our first time hearing about this.
Yeah. I didn't even tell them because they would have talked shit.
Next week on BB Bros, we drive with our eyes closed.
You know, I didn't care about that.
I can't even argue because I got a stupid story for you for later too, as far as the drops go from this last.
But look, like people talk shit. Like the comics, like some people sell their stuff so much lower, which is dumb. But then, like with a comic, if you get it for $7 and someone sells it for $5, and you're like, why would you take a 30% loss? All right, dude, but how much money is that? It's $2. They make it sound more important with 30%.
Chair.
I swear, but it's $2.
If you listen to last week's episode, I swear
$3. That's nothing.
I was talking shit. He said the opposite.
$3 is half a gallon of gas.
So don't get confused. It's just he's going through multiple.
You have, like Bruce Lee said, you must be like water. You must change forms like water to survive in Veve. That's how it goes. You have to be willing to shift and change a little. Have your principles down of what your do's and your don'ts, but at the same time, rules are meant to be broken, and you have to trust
your gut.
This thing right here.
Not your panza, not your longas, the gut. The inside part, not the outside part that stretches out. No. You know, they say quarterbacks need to have a short memory. You throw a pick six, get a short memory, you're right back out there, go throw a touchdown. Ranter over here. That's what he's trying to tell you, but at the same time,
I heard someone else say that, like, why not? It's only $3. Like, true. Like, some people are trying to play like a lottery ticket. Hey, I'll play a $7 comic if I end up hitting a secret rare. I'll give you an example. I wasn't going to get Elektra. They were upset about it. I told them I'm not going to go for it. I never told them not to for their own.
He's like, are you going to go for it? I'm like, I don't know. And he's like,
trash.
Yeah, you're an idiot if you go for it.
You're so too many kicks to the face.
You're so stupid if you go for it.
He said it's going to go under retail.
It was
as soon as it drops. That's literally what he said.
Hey, wait.
Said, don't go for it. It's going to go under retail. You can pick one up if you want one because it's going to be under retail. And then he went for the drop.
She's so ugly.
Okay, I go for Elektra. I hit secret rare. I hit the secret rare. I hit the jackpot. It was very exciting. My first secret rare ever.
And we celebrated. I
sold her in a day.
Shit, asshole. Yeah.
Anyway, so this guy goes for Toby this past weekend. The same logic. I'll go for it.
2 hours after the drop. I just went and it was. I didn't go for the drop.
Secret rare, get an ultra rare, right?
Maybe. Yeah.
And it said you got a what?
No.
I got common.
A common, which was worth now.
Fuck, I don't even check it. I don't care. I'm gonna hold it.
It went up to $19.
I'm gonna hold it.
So shouts out to Toby.
I'm gonna hold it.
He's growing on people.
I think it's a good buy.
I
think people are undervaluing it.
Maybe.
Yeah, definitely.
So
if he's in David Yu's office, when they interview David Yu, you see Toby right there. If he's in David Yu's office, then he's a good buy. Straight up.
The other reason why is because you gotta
know.
But you gotta know too is that was like his original first art piece. That's why he put it out as an NFT. He wanted to do that, and V was like, yeah, cool, fuck it, go ahead and do it. So he obviously going to have more drops on the app. He obviously has a career and everything, fine. But I was at the racetrack already like 4 beers in, and Benzo's over here is like, damn, but it didn't sell out. Did you check? And I'm like, oh shit. So I go and I'm like, hey, I have to talk about.
Let me talk about
listen, I'm like, I got 50, but I'm like, I got 53 gems. He's like, maybe I get a secret rare. My dumbass doesn't check how many are delivered, how many are still available.
There was a lot.
No, but I didn't check at all. And then I do it, and it was like, you're an idiot. And then I get the comment. I'm like, man, God damn it. I'm gonna hold it.
Let me also say this too. Still, I didn't fucking. I wish I didn't go for it, but whatever. You risk it. But one thing that happened, I kept putting it in. I kept putting like, I will go and press buy now, and then when it says like, the final button to press it, you use your gems, I'll back out. Then I'll go and press buy now and be like, fuck, should I do it? Should I do it? Back out. After the third time that I did it, a captcha came out, and that's the first time on the app that happened.
I've heard, but I
screenshotted it, and I was like, oh damn. I actually got a captcha on the app for all you people who bitch and moan in the feed that you want captcha. They do it. It's after like suspicious activity though. If you're just trying to do a quick buy, you don't want that captcha to come out. I understand that. Like I get it. If it's weird and your shit's messing up, they'll throw out the captcha. First time ever happened though on the app. That was pretty cool.
That's crazy. I've heard about it.
I guess I paid to see.
I've never seen it, and also like I wouldn't imagine it happens enough or a lot, because obviously bots still win and bots still get their way. So there's no way to stop it. But that's crazy that you got that. Obviously there wasn't a flood of their system, because if they had
this actually is the first on my time on the app,
didn't go
this
for
is
it.
the first time that I didn't see something sell out. I've literally seen every single
True.
other thing,
No,
even if it was
I've
trash,
never seen it either.
even if it got bashed and people were like, "This is a fucking waste of a drop." They all sold out. This was the first one that didn't,
and that's a crazy thing, because people who talk about MC1 when it dropped, it didn't sell out. They had like 3 days to buy it if they wanted.
But you know what people were saying? Oh, this one shouldn't have been 50. That was the complaint in the feed. This one shouldn't have been 50. They should have dropped this for 20 gems. This should have been 15 gems. It's like, dude, no, this is an artist. This was putting his art out.
Yeah,
and they eventually did sell out. It just didn't sell out in a millisecond, like all the other drops.
But that tells you too, like how many mints were there. Let's just say those 50,000, like not even 50,000 hit that button, which is kind of crazy. Because even if you threw up anything for a second, it felt like Veve could throw up anything and people would buy it. It would sell out instantly. So this kind of was like it'll tell you something right there at that moment, the moment that we're at in Veve's history and in the market, because it isn't the first time it's ever happened. It's just the first time we've seen it. The OGs, which we're going to talk about the OGs a little later too, but the OGs, they saw a lot of crazy stuff like this, So yeah, we had those drops. What a crazy week.
Can't see it. It'll be tough.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's a trip. Yeah, man. And I think
crazy, man.
I think it was still a pretty interesting week. It gave me, for me, watching the market react the way it did when it opened, there was pent-up demand. People were literally going through Veve withdrawals. If you follow the feed, you can see people posting like, when is the market going to be open? Why can't they give us a notification? I'm right here fiending. I'm right here checking my app.
The market?
Like,
can you not purchase any NFTs?
People
you may be suffering from Veve withdrawals.
Straight up. People were literally, and I know I was one of them. Like, I was excited and wondering what was going to happen.
Hey, they're like, hey, when's the market going to open so I could talk shit about all the prices and how I'm losing money and fuck me. Yeah, it was all mad.
Speaking of which, Veve put in the
update,
the update, which now you're able to see your vault's estimated value.
Yep.
Have you guys checked that out? Or you guys?
No, I updated it, but I haven't checked it out. I didn't know what the update actually.
What's more? Let me just ask you. You don't have to tell me how much your vault is, but I mean, this might be an obvious question for Ben. But what do you have more of? Is it comics or?
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing I was unsure of, because my collectibles and my comics has the same number. Does yours have a different number?
What do you mean?
Like when you check your
yeah. I got more in comics, which I was kind of surprised about. Maybe not after my purchases today.
Okay.
I think I might be pretty much tied.
Wow.
But yeah, I had a little bit more comics, but at the same time, I have 2 times more comics than I have collectibles. You know what I mean?
No, but what a time to add that in when everyone's at like a fucking negative and they feel like, boom, they're all mad, and now even more so. They're like, you see, I put 10K and I'm at 2K. Oh my God, and they feel even more bad about themselves.
Muds is leaving. Bye, Muds. Say bye to Muds. Thank you, Muds, for the photos.
Appreciate you, man.
We took photos today for the Veve Bros podcast. We got some dope photos on the way. We're gonna be posting them on social media.
So are we gonna say our estimated values or no?
No, hell no. I'm not gonna tell no one mine.
I'll tell you.
Why make everyone jealous?
15,000 gems.
15,000.
guys. I'm just playing.
And that's all
It's a
Craven
joke.
series.
Nah, it's a joke. It's a joke.
Mine's more of a
Don't listen.
guesstimation.
What does it mean when it says that value though?
It's just
Is
saying
it
that
based
what
off
are
the
your
market or is it based off
yeah,
what
it's
you
based off
paid?
the
Off the
market.
floor.
Because before it was showing you what you had paid, but it never showed you your comics. It had only showed you your collectibles based off of the listing price, what your collectibles were worth.
And how much you're down or up.
And recently, they now started showing what it's worth based off of the floor price of them, which is, again, pretty interesting that they did it at this time. But David Yu and the company are saying they're going to take their sweet ass time with this. Why the community gets all bent out of shape, why there's so much FUD, why people say,
we knew since last week's episode.
They thought they were supposed to drop them early in the month.
And then no, then they said that it ended up being the 31st.
Right. They even pushed it an extra day off. So like we knew that was coming. That's why I said no matter what, you know, if the market sustains, goes higher, how is it going to sustain it when we got a big drop right on the horizon with Rewind?
A lot.
And there's 8 of them, bro. Damn. So like, sure, to go from is 90.
Set,
so if you're holding above 90 or you're looking at an item that's under 90 right now, I promise you, tomorrow morning after the market opens up, after the drop, the people who didn't get it, which there'll be a lot, because there's less than 10,000, and we're probably going to have a big amount, more than that go for comics, more than go for regular collectibles, go an attempt to get this one. The minute they don't get it, they're going to buy whatever's under $90. So if you hold a 90 and you thinking about going for it, like your chances are really slim. You know, NFA, not financial advice, but I would really consider like, hey, let me skip the drop. My chances are really low. Think about a 10,000 collectible comic you can't even hit. You know, it's tough. It's super tough. These are even less. So, it's tough. You know, there's a lot of good deals right now in the market. And personally, I don't think they're going to be around for long. Some people have really gotten into the mentality of thinking they can, thinking these prices are going to be around for forever, and thinking that we're just headed down because of MTL, because of the FUD. But guess what? We've lived through it right now. MTL has been talked about now for 3 months, and we've gone down for 3 months, 2.5 months straight. The FUD has been going on at an all-time high, and we've held these levels right now. It really did surprise me. When the market opened up and it didn't completely tank, things pretty much held solid or went down a little back to where they were, but didn't keep going down. To me, that was the sign that I needed to be like, whoa, this might be the bottom. And even if we do go down a little bit more, don't expect an announcement just to crush us down lower. There's not that much lower we can go.
And I disagree with that. The reason I disagree with that is you don't know what's going to be announced. And they have so much firepower, which we spoke about. And we lived through it just 2 weeks ago when they did the back-to-back with the Pixar pals, and then they did the golden moments. Those are huge. And they did mess the market up. Even though it was already on a downtrend and you said it just continued. No, that drove it lower.
But it does eventually reach an end.
But no,
the bottom doesn't go on forever.
But on the older NFTs. But this is the thing with Veve. There's the OGs who have multiples of those ones, like even the Homer and Bart, that's the first ever golden moment. There's guys who have multiples of those. So even though it's like, yeah, it's really not going to go that down, these dudes might unload it for whatever they want. You can't stop them. Like, if they want this drop more and they're like, well, fuck it, I'm going to do this. I'm going to turn this Homer and Bart into these NFTs. I'm going to get 4 or 5 of them for this
Okay,
one.
but let me ask you this. You have 3 Homers. Do you want to sell one at 1,700 or you want to sell one at 500?
You don't know because they might.
No, but I'm just saying, which one is your preference?
But it's not about the gems. So I'm telling you, they could want another NFT that they just want more. That this one's like,
and that doesn't. And honestly, if you do that,
but
that's why you lose. If you're selling something at a loss to buy something that's low,
that's besides
you are trading. You're trading. You're robbing Peter to pay Paul. Like it's the.
But you're
taking from one just to go to the other.
We've seen it. We've seen prices that have.
That's why fresh money wins. If you got fresh money right now, like right now, I was saying this earlier and last week. At the very least right now, and not a lot of people are talking about this, not a lot of influencers, nothing. At the very least in this Veve condition, if you were to recommend the app right now, it's the best time. If I were to tell a friend, get on the app, buy some shit, this is the best time. It might dip a little, but these prices, they're probably not going to see them for a while, especially on the newer items where you can pick you up a Woody
things
or
will
something
change. And
like
this is
that.
what I mean. Look, right now, the reason why things like later in the future, what you're saying is like, why would I do this? But right now, the fact that you can't take your money out, first of all. Second of all, you can't take your NFT out. People are inclined to just recycle their gems because they know, like, hey, I only paid 100 gems for this. I could get 900, even though it's going for 14. Let me just get this 900 real fast so I could go after these that I see in the market that I want. And there's dudes who have that firepower. And when you add in the fact that these dudes can drop so much more every single week, you don't know what's gonna spark in those OGs. That this never dropped. This is a total new line. This is a total new brand that's brought.
I think you're right for the newer items.
I'm just saying
the
you
newer
can't
golden
say
moments. The newer golden moments.
We don't know.
The Pixar pals, anything that's less than say 2-3 months old.
Well, that was my next point.
Then you can almost guarantee they'll get crushed.
Always get crushed before the other ones. Yes, true.
We have to realize this. You have to realize this.
But this is why, and this is why the newer ones get crushed. As time goes on with an NFT being in the market, there's a collector that's gonna go in and get it, and they're not trying to sell it. They're not trying to flip it. So as more time goes on and they exchange hands, eventually it's gonna land in a collector.
Yes,
and they're gonna just lock it down, and it's gone. So that's also too why the price rises, because as you see over time, less and less get listed.
Yeah,
so
dude.
That's also what it is. It's not that they disappear. Just there's a collector who got it there.
That's the distribution
I ain't
phase.
putting it out anymore.
That's the phase where you distribution. People who never really wanted it, give it to people who really wanted it. People who are now at a loss. Because think about it. I don't care what you say, dude. Even with the OGs who bought this shit for 150
I don't care what you say either.
They do not like to see their collectible go down 70%. 60, 70, 80%, like some of these have corrected.
What if they do it themselves? You get me?
What do you mean?
Like they literally, like I told you, they just undercut the market because they want to make that
look,
real quick.
That's undercutting the market. That's always available. They could have undercut the market back. Cisco had Daisy and Donald on the drop. That they were going for 1,500, 1,600. People were buying them 1,200. He could have undercut the market at a G.
True.
And kept 1,000 for the Donald and bought 2 of them now.
He didn't want to
do it.
I'm just saying though, undercutting is always available based off of the market. You know what I mean? And that doesn't strengthen the fact that you're saying like people still don't like taking losses. You know, like
what if it's not a loss to them? Them trading in.
No, I mean unrealized profit still hurts, bro.
This is the part about it. Wait, real quick. This is the part about it. Because in Veve and NFTs and all this in this space and the new space and what everyone's trying to learn about and get into, people are in the crypto and they hear this and they just jump in because they're like, oh, I can make money on it. And they're mad. They're mad to make money on it, right? But in the long run, ultimately, when you look at this, and even what David Yu was saying, this is a collectibles fucking app, and it's going to be for the collectors, and that's what it's already been every time. Every chance they get to say, is it for the collectors or for the investors? It's for the collectors. It always comes out on their side. So what people don't get is that how collectors got to where they are in general, in any sense of collecting anything. They just saved it and took care of it, and then it was worth money one day. But they were already saving it and taking care of it. It had nothing to do with it being worth money one day. It was like, this shit is fucking awesome. Check out my damn Batman battle statue, which I almost spent 600 on drop day for, and it's sitting at 300 now. You get what I'm saying? But there are those people who are going to hold, they're going to be there. And there's a lot of people stepping into the space who they're not a part of the community. We always talk about the community. You moved in, but you ain't part of the community. Like you ain't even participating. You ain't even going to the community pool with us.
Yeah, that's why things move in phases. When we're in the app early, or not early, but for us, when we first got on the app, we seen people flipping. We seen these numbers and these prices go up. You feel like, oh wow, you get into this thing, and you're trying to learn about what's going up. I remember for me, like Powder Puff Girls were going crazy. The Mighty Marvel started pumping. I bought Steve Rogers when I first got on the app because I saw a video on YouTube and I'm like, what do I buy? And people put out a video. Hey, best collectibles to get under $50. One of them was Steve Rogers. So I bought it at $47. It ended up pumping to $250. Did I buy? Did I sell? Did I flip anything? No, I didn't know. I thought, hey, it's gonna go to 500 next. If it went from 450 45 to 250. Hey, 500 is just around the corner. And I still think, hey, maybe one day it can go to 500. It's just not now, because once you're in the space long enough, once you get educated enough, once you do your research, you start learning things move in phases. Nothing's going to happen overnight. What no one wants to hear. Everyone wants to get rich super quick. Of course, that feeling felt good, buying that Steve Rogers. I bought that Dragon Girl statue. I love that NFT. Think it looks great. I bought it at, I think it was like 160. I kid you not, within like 3 hours of me buying it, it was over $300. And I'm like, damn, that's nice. 1x. Should I sell it? No, I'll hold it. Right now it's at $80. It's at like $75. It has gotten crushed. I'm not tripping. I'm still going to hold. I've seen its potential, but now I at least can understand a little better how these things move and have a range and have some more data and have some more, info to make a better decision. And right now, based off of what I've seen, the sentiment that I feel, and looking at events outside of the NFT space, following crypto, following world events, I truly believe, if not, I wouldn't be pulling the trigger the way I am. I think we are right now at a turning point, and we have bullish news, real bullish news. This isn't just hopium. Like, we're really at a point where we've bottomed out. I feel like we bottomed out. Maybe we could take a little bit more of a dip. Cool. I'm comfortable with that. But the upside, if you were to buy now, is going to be way more tremendous than the downside, as opposed if you had bought in February, as opposed if you had bought in January. If you bought January anytime between the 13th and the 20th, I feel bad for you. And then if you bought at the top of February thinking we were about to have a double top, like, hey, we just rallied. Here, we cooled off. Now we're going to rally.
Superman at 5K.
If you're like my collectibles, yes. Superman's about to fly away. He's gonna fly off our screen. Just go to the throne or something, maybe.
My collectibles is full in the multiverse. There's another one.
If you were that dude, and he's like, I'm gonna pull the trigger at 6,000, and I remember he bought it at
5K, and then bought another one by 2 videos later. I think
it hurts, man. Like you're not looking as good, and I think the opposite is true right now. You buy right now. I'm not saying, we're just gonna skyrocket up in April. But it feels like the right time to pull the trigger if you've been looking at something.
Especially if you're
come
new
on.
and you're sitting at.
Come on. We were about to buy, when we started the show, we were about to buy Homer and Bart for $1,800. We're all going to throw in $600.
Segue.
And like we said,
$600.
we were,
and today, I pulled the trigger and bought a Homer and Bart for $650. That is 66% off from what I was looking at.
I don't know if you heard him.
Bell or nothing. Fucking.
But Homer is
choking I am the
Bart.
Proud owner of the Homer and Bart Golden Moments collectible, where Homer is choking Bart, true, but Bart is also choking Homer.
Yes,
that's the point of the
Simpsons.
If you saw the Simpsons movie, Bart beat the shit out of Homer just as much as as Homer beat the shit out of Bart. That's
our dream.
Gag.
We want to beat our dad's ass.
Exactly. But yeah, man, it feels great. I locked in that golden moment this week. I made some crazy moves this week. And it goes back to the golden moment. I put my money where my mouth is. Straight up. I thought the golden moments were underpriced. I pulled the trigger. I picked up 2 of them.
They are underpriced.
I knew they were pumping though, and that they would get corrected again. So I sold as close to the top as I could. Sure, I sold my Winnie the Pooh at $450. Could I got in $550? Sure. I got a little impatient. I didn't know how far they were going to run up. They ended up running to like $550, $580. I think they knocked on $600. God bless you if you bought one at $600.
Impatience and luck equals opportunity.
And then you bought it at $600, and then 3 days later it's at $300. I know that hurts. That person who saw that video or read that post, because people were shilling Pooh. Shilling.
No, I just to put in contrast of how he said if you bought shit in January, when the lenticulars dropped,
they went over
40 gems, and Mickey was getting bought right out the gate when the market 1,000 gems. Boom, 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 boom. That was the floor game. Bought up, just boom, boom.
Not only that, the people who were buying them were like, "You suckers don't even know. Gimme."
And now I just picked up the Minnie Mouse lenticular for $145. She got up to I don't even know what
$850, $900.
Yeah, like close to it.
It's a great buy.
Look,
for our 1 to 2 listeners,
like look at that compared to a golden moments drop with almost the equal amount, and they didn't even pump like that out the gate. out the gate $1,000 for that Mickey lenticular. The common. That's the common. It wasn't the ultra rare. You know, it was the
So
common.
just to do the Cisco
1,000
sent us a
gems,
cool
dude.
Twitter feed, and he was talking about.
He said,
He said,
"Everyone
"VV
makes
Confessions. I sold my
mistakes."
Todd at 750. That's what the dude said. Shake my head, and then what's it called?
The responses, the
The
comments, the
response.
responses.
Everyone giving their confession of some of their worst moves, dude.
Mhm.
And we got some terrible ones. Marvel #1 rare on drop for 54 gems.
Sold it for 54
He
gems.
sold a Marvel rare, Marvel #1 rare,
Marvel Comics
for
#1.
54. That thing's going for what, like a G right now?
I think more than that.
Let's see. We got this guy stacked Steamboat Willie back in January at 1,000 gems a pop for a 6-figure loss. So when he says gems, I mean, when he says stacked, who knows how many this guy bought? At least, at a G, he bought 100 of them. What a dumbass. This guy sold 2 homers.
You're so stupid.
This guy sold 2 homers, one for $87, another for 130. He sold 2 Alsas, one for 140 and one a sub 1,000 for 300, all right after the drop. So look, man, I'll tell you this much. You just never know where you're at in the market. You never know where these prices are going to go. Let's be real. That's why even when I did the Golden Moments video, or one of our only extra content videos so far, is when I said I won't do price predictions because no one freaking knows. They could act like they know.
I think this will be at 100K at the end of the year. What do you think?
And I said, based off of Winnie the Pooh and compared to its significance with the other Golden Moments, I would think it's gonna be anywhere from 800 to $1,000. Boy, was I wrong. You know what I mean? That thing dropped for 200 after drop.
That's gonna be a new segment.
You know?
Boy, was he wrong.
Boy, was I wrong. I'm gonna read a few
my prediction for Electro was 2 gems after dropping 2 gems. Dude, the animation is so trash.
Just for historical value.
Hopefully they upgrade her.
No, the thing that's funny is that you could tell too, as far as the market goes and how people are trying to get rid of, is that people will advertise their sale on the feed. And they'll be like, hey, go check out this. It's the lowest gems right here on the thing. Trying to get rid of it, And then I'll be tripping out. Some of them like, all right, that isn't low for me. I'm not going to buy that. I don't even want that. But at the same time, it's like, you really want to get rid of that. They're trying to freaking get something else. Yeah, they're trying to position themselves, which is fine. All power to you. I've held on to every drop that I've got. This fool's Mr. Flip a lot. Philadelphia. That's this where you flip it right. He told me, trust me, just said it. Put it, boo. Put it. And in my head, I was like, man, I don't know. I can't. Because also what people don't realize is that I told you guys this, maybe episode 2, episode 3, whatever it was. You bought it for a reason on belief of an end game, right? Or at least a path to somewhere, right? And people have completely
I sold my Superman for 105. Sorry.
Yeah, it's crazy. No, but people have completely let go of that path. And even in a loss, they advertise it. That's why you feel stupid. You're so stupid. You tell people what you're gonna do with it and where you're at, and then when they're like, "Hey, how's that thing you said? You were at like 2.5K. You spent 100, right? Where you at? Oh, it's only worth 800 now." And you feel stupid, and then you go and sell it, right?
I told everyone I bought a Wonder Woman for $1,000, and they're like, "Oh, where's it at right now?"
Stupid.
300. Fuck! What the hell happened?
But have you sold it now?
No, of course.
So exactly. So it's there. So that's how I see it. It's like, well,
I will refuse to sell it for a loss.
Wow.
But yeah, man. I mean, it's a trip. We could all learn something. Like I was telling them, I bought the Year of the Tiger stamp. I think the floor price was like $38 or $40. I'm all like fucking high and on the app all late night. That's why people have been complaining about the market. How come we don't see new listings? How come they're showing us just the listings, these random ones, but it's not random. It's what's getting the most listed, right?
Oh, when it just appears. I'm saying when you're looking at a specific item, though, it's the lowest.
But before it would show you what someone just listed, like the newest listing. So sometimes, dude, I'd be on there and you see a random listing like this Year of the Tiger, and it was mint number 128. That's a low mint for $120 when the floor is like $35, $40. So what do? My high ass, I kid you not, I'm like, oh, buy that shit, dude. Instantly, like I buy it and I instantly regret it.
Baby got diapers.
What the hell did I just do?
Baby.
I go, you know what? I'll relist it. I'll take a little loss. We'll see. I relisted like $100, like $20 cheaper at $100. Every day since then, the Tiger just go. You're the Tiger down, down from like 34, $35. That was the floor at the time to $20.
I can't
To
even,
recently,
bro.
it hit as low as like 14,
Bro, I
$15
can't.
on that
I
year.
can't even talk shit, fool, because he told me he's like, so did you guys watch the AMA? I'm like, no, I didn't. He's like, well, apparently DeLoreans are getting updated. They're gonna be able to drive, blah blah, right? And the market opens. I'm at work and I just look. I'm like, rare DeLorean, 95 gems. Boom, just buy it. And this was like, yeah, the rare ones aren't gonna drive. They're static. They're not driving at all. And I was like, what the hell? I'm like, the comments went 130, right? So I'm like, damn. It goes to like, what's hell? Like, fuck this. I put it at 95 again. I want my money back. Give me, just take your fee and give me
At
my
least
money.
you didn't get the
No, but I end
8%
up
fee.
but I end up selling it at 97 gems and I get 93 back or whatever it was, 92. And I was like, whatever, 3 gem loss. And it was within like 2 days, but I didn't want to tell them. I didn't tell them shit. They barely found out right now. I was, because he's all, yeah, DeLorean's gonna drive. Like, rare is cheaper than
I know,
common.
it did make
Give
it sound
me.
like it was all of them.
Yeah, I was
thought it
like,
was all the
give me. He's like,
DeLoreans
oh
that
no,
could
not.
drive.
And I told him
Like,
like,
oh,
hey
shit.
Do
guys,
your own research.
I was like, hey guys, the rares are really cheap. He's like, yeah, those aren't gonna drive. That's why. I was like, never mind. Delete my next message.
He says, do your own research. And then earlier,
I got some advice.
When Cisco sent the rewind yesterday, he goes, what kind of trash is
Is that fan art? Is that fan art? Where'd you get that bullshit? I'm like, hey, Pocahontas. And he's like, this is bullshit. I was like, dude,
no,
what
man,
did
it
you-"
was
he's
from
like,
the Twitter. It was
Dude,
from
the Pocahontas one that you sent
it was
kind of
from
weird. I was like,
Rewind's Twitter.
what kind of
no, I
bootleg
said
rewind
the
shit is
Mulan.
this?
I said the Mulan. I said the Mulan, and he's just like, where'd you get that bullshit? I was like, dude, it's Mulan. They're doing it. That's the other thing I want to say about the rewind shit that I think we might see in this market and when it drops tomorrow
man.
is that a lot of these they're strong women, they're historical women. Besides Harriet Tubman, all of them look kind of white. Like even Frida Kahlo she's more like güerita, like extra güerita. Even Pocahontas is very güerita. And it's like I was tripping out. And I'm like, I don't know if people are gonna like, certain women, because women don't get fired by women as you should. But you get me? Like, I don't know how that's gonna play out in the long when they get it and they drop it and they're like, all right, I'm just gonna list it on the market now. Who's gonna believe that it's gonna get to whatever point? Especially Givenchy or Givenchy, as Mickey says, is not even involved in this half of the drop. None of them are.
Hey, this will be another, like every drop is, every big drop is. It's a telltale. Here, can you give me a refill? It tells you something. The golden moments were, I don't want to say a make or break, but they definitely had an effect on the market. We all saw. I keep going back to that because we'll look back at that and trip out. But we saw one of the craziest sell-offs. I don't even think the quote unquote OGs ever saw anything like that, because we saw people kind of giving up on VV and the sentiment go really low, where people were just listing and going crazy. And that was a cause of golden moments dropping. People saying it's almost like they almost knew that Marvel and Disney always save VV, and kind of like they got tired of it. Like, we were bitching and you gave us Black Panther. We were bitching and you gave us this.
It was
we were bitching and then they gave
Black
us
Panther was gonna come out just for.
But you know what I mean? Like it did give people people were happy after Black Panther. I remember because the sentiment was down since February, and then it hit an all-time higher, like a boiling point,
Black Panther
a tipping point, a tipping point with this golden moments, right? Here's Vivi like, hey, we're giving you what you want. And the first reaction was, man, you're making all my old ones less valuable. And on top of that, but you're not giving us what we want. We want MTI, we want this, we want that. But you're giving us more golden moments. And people really did choose collectively, right? Like, this was a conscious effort. You can't blame it on bots. You had people who had complained about getting drops. They get a drop,
but
they finally land a drop
as well, though, in the market. That kind of messes it all up too, to say truly, because it was messed with. We don't know, like, that's also too one of the flaws in your argument about the way the market was, because there was that gem manipulation or whatever the hell it was, but that also dictated it. So who knows if those lows would have went lower if these guys didn't come through and buy them all up, those lows. That's what I mean too. Like,
they could have, but at the same time, they did hold that $100, just under $100
under
floor.
100,
You know what I mean?
Under 100.
But that's
for
the
a golden
people.
moment.
But you have to say, like, you have to understand too. A true floor is not necessarily
Yeah,
what people
I get
list.
that, but
It's
there was
what the
still
next
the
undercutter is
manipulation.
willing to.
So we
Than
can't
what
say
someone's
it
willing to
wasn't.
buy.
It was tampered with. So you can't say the market was exactly what it was because
Which
it
brings me
had
to
that.
my next
Because
point.
literally the lenticular cards are that one for me.
No, but
that
wait.
drop that I
Which
seen
brings
where
me to
M drop. What X is that to get to 1,000 gems?
in the
And
last,
then and right away Pluto and Goofy
It's like a
were like
25x.
way higher than that.
So, like-
Instantly.
no, but hey, you know
And
what?
selling.
That's like
And
25.
I realized this.
500%.
Wait,
It was
I
like
realized this in the
people
last week,
felt,
guys.
I can't not have these lenticular cards.
No,
that was what
at
you
that
saw
point.
in them. I
At that
cannot
point.
not
And
have
I got
this.
3 of them.
You know,
Sorry.
like that.
Dude, that was the
one of my
first time
best
Mickey
moments
and
right
friends
there.
and all that. But wait, I've come to this realization. We are Disney experts. That's just the bottom line. Because the truth is, Disney experts are just super Disney fans, and they all have their own personal opinion about what they like and what they think about what other people like. And like, yeah, they have a following, but this and that and that and this, right? But in the long run, the reason why Disney is what it is because everybody has their place. It's the magical, the most happiest place on earth. You can go to Disney, fool, spill a drink on your sweater, your own sweater, a Dodger sweater, and then go to the main office and be like, "Hey, this ruined my day. This little bastard kid spilled a drink on me," and they'll be like, "Here's a
He's
coupon to go get a
exposing
free
the Disney
sweater."
secrets.
Disney hacks here now from former employees fired and for negligence at 18 years old. Whatever the case, all I'm saying is people still don't really understand about it because, like we said, we are spoiled in it, but now there is no Disney pass, there is no yearly pass and stuff, or
There
things
is,
have changed.
no.
Yeah, but it's different. They changed it the way it was. Like, you mean, like everything's been
There's the
restructured.
magic key. Do you
Even
have your magic
even with the
key?
reservations, though, you have to make the reservations. Disney is always going to
Thank
be
you, sir.
king. That's why people did jump on it the way they did, and even Pixar pals, for it being at a dip and where
Dude,
Woody
those
was at.
Those shits are still crushed though. They're still crushed. The Pixar pals compared, they are just done. They're going down. They'll go down all tonight.
But they are
By
amazing.
tomorrow, they'll bounce up tomorrow.
But they are
after the
great.
drop. But yeah, they're down.
Great.
Those are good
There's
buys
a Monsters
right now.
Inc. ride.
There's really good
There's
buys.
no up ride, but the up one has like the best pictures. If you're in any
No, have you
scenic
went inside
place-
it? Have you went under it? Have you ever opened the animation on the up house and went in and see the pipes under it? It has
No, the
all
details-
the, it
the
has all
details
the
are
pipes.
amazing.
You go in the balloons.
I just still want
It's
that
just,
Woody.
it's
I
pretty
still
dope.
want my Woody, and I'll get my Woody eventually. I just
Those,
love that. It
those
still
are gonna
says-
keep
it
going
says
down
Andy's
tonight
name.
before the drop, and then after the drop happens,
But
they'll go
Woody's
up.
held
They'll bounce
200.
up. They'll
He's held
bounce back.
200
Yeah, he
pretty
has.
strong,
Yeah,
bro.
He has.
yeah, they'll bounce
Like,
back.
like that'll tell you right there. Like, just look at that 200. That means people aren't willing to sell for much less, and when it does go for much less, people are
Get
willing to
mad.
buy.
All right.
That's the
But let
point.
me ask you this though. Do you think 200 is a smart selling point?
For a Woody,
Yes.
if you got it on drop, then maybe.
But look at this.
You're
The
saying
Mickey lenticular
it's
is
about what's
200
important
gems.
to you.
So
if
which
you're
one
not
would
a,
you
if you're
rather
not a
have?
Pixar fan,
yeah.
But
you
what
know
would
what
you
I
rather
had?
have? What
You
would
into
you rather
this?
have?
What?
The Mickey lenticular is at 200 right now. 210. It keeps going with 215
Mhm.
to 200. It keeps going.
Easy, Mickey. That's the
Right?
boss. That's the king.
So there's
what the hell you
Those,
think?
look, those
There's the
lenticulars,
Woody-
because we only
you
have
know,
like
that's
3
what
or
I mean.
4
It seems
listeners,
easy to
and it
me,
might
yeah.
be even our friends.
It's Mickey Mouse. I
Wait,
mean,
but those
come on.
lenticulars, dude, they already said like those animations, they're it's not the same animation. It's for Toontown. Toontown will open up again in
Yeah.
2023,
It's gonna be
early
lit.
2023, probably around spring, because they're not going to do it during winter time when it's all rainy. They're not. It's going to be in March, April, May when they reopen. They shut it down. They're going to reimagine that shit. They're going to fix certain things. Some things are going to remain the same, but those are the images of the characters they're going to use. So as far as people say, oh, utility, when's the utility coming? When's the utility coming? As far as David, you saying, oh, this is going to be a slow rollout of everything. For what? Why would we have to rush? Why would we want people to buy all these up and hodl them and be all held onto them when there is no function to it that we're going to implement? You know, like we don't care if people we'll let the people who love it for what it is hold on to it, and then they get the surprise. You get the reward because you loved it for what it was, not for what it could be.
Right.
You get me? Like that's the crazy part about this shit.
No, that's
the whole collector's part.
And that's a good point because people see other projects, see how hungry and thirsty buyers and community is for utility. that they're already road mapping their stuff out and doing their stuff like, hey, you get utility every 40 days. Every 60 days, we add another feature. And it's almost a counter to Veve. Like Vivi's so influential that you have projects now doing that. Like, hey, everyone on Veve complains that they don't get enough utility. It doesn't come fast enough. Cool. Well, let's do one every 60 days. Cool. Now all your utilities suck.
No, but now you're doing too many. They were able to cash out, right?
Do like a T-Mobile Tuesday and give
no, but like so recur, you could cash out, but at the same time, for recur, you had to buy a pass to get the jobs, right? Or to get access.
But not only
to the
that, but you can only cash out in the United States and in Canada.
No, but regardless, the fact that you had to get a pass,
worldwide.
But the fact that you had to get a pass to have access to it, that means you have to pre-believe in it and prove that you do, rather than just downloading the app. And people won't give the credit to Veve for what it is.
Pumbaa at 204.
Like, even you explained to me about how
NFTs are as far as like, right? Has it got to 199?
No, but like,
I've seen it under,
how difficult was it to buy
that one back?
How difficult was it to buy an NFT? And we trying to explain to someone about burning this and doing that and doing this, and then Veve's just an app that you go, I want to buy this. Buy now. Like, give me like how
it's like Netflix, bro. It's like Coinbase. It's just made it so much easier, and you could see that because 8 weeks ago, before we started this podcast, we were brand new, and now here we are doing our thing, immersed in this community, you know. And before that, you know, I was doing crypto, I was doing stuff like this, but I've never really been that much into NFTs. I understand them, I understand their potential, their importance, but there hadn't been a project that I'm like, great, you know, I don't want a pudgy penguin, I don't want to, you know, even a Bored Ape Yacht like that. Those things are dope because they got the clout, but they don't really like have any attachment to me the way that say this Homer and Bart does. It's having that, and like I said, I was thinking about in the future for me personally, as my own journey in this, like, do I want to have a Timon and Pumbaa? Yeah, I do. Do I want to have Winnie the Pooh? Yeah. Do I want to have any golden moment?
Timon, of course. And Pumbaa, right? You got one to your left and got one to your right. Timon.
Of course, I do want those things, but I'm like, you know, when I walk into my house in the metaverse, when I have my thing in the, you know, my own spot in the metaverse, what am I going to want to have right there front and center as a collector, as my own thing, right? Am I going to want a Winnie the Pooh hugging Piglet when you walk into my metaverse house? Hell no. I mean, that's cool. I value it. It'll probably be worth a lot of money, but
he's going to have Electra. That's what it's going to be.
I'm going to have rare Homer and Bart right in the front or right there, you know, like my Scarface, the world is yours. It'll be like Homer and Bart choking each other, and it'll be like the world is yours.
So happy and so jealous. I swear, Alec Baldwin over here, so happy, so jealous. This fool got it. I'm like, hell yeah, good shit, you got it. Yeah, I wish I had it. I wish I was the one who was sharing it. Just like when I got the Donald and Daisy golden moment, these dudes were pissed for themselves, but they were happy for me, and that's the way it's gonna go. You know, it's like you want to have it. And that's the worst.
I was happy for him, but I would have flipped it. I would have flipped it in a heartbeat. No remorse.
Like, I've never had a golden moment, but you know what I would do?
I would have flipped it.
I know exactly what to do.
What did I do with the Electra? I flipped it.
You told us not to go for it.
What did I do with the Spider-Man Mighty Marvel? Spider-Man Mighty Marvel is still one of my best flips. $13 to $200. That's great. And that thing went down all the way back down to right now it's at $75. I bought it back in at 99.
All right, but that's this though. How many drops have you gotten? More or less. Overall.
12. 15?
All right. I've gotten 3. I've gotten Steamboat Willie. I've gotten the golden moments. And no, actually, I think I got the 2 rebounds on the other ones.
And I've only gotten 4.
Like 2 comic drops ever.
Good ones though.
That's why I held on to them, because I was like, okay, I'm not gonna. I don't want to risk that. I don't want to do that.
But I tried to explain this before a few episodes back, and it clicked in my head, and I hope I can share this with you guys. Maybe.
Think about when I got them, when it was at an all-time high.
Hold on, wait. But
no. Go ahead.
The gems represent a collectible. The price of the collectible at the time, maybe you can get it, maybe you can't. But gem buying power is as equivalent to having a collectible. Like right now, I've been sitting on 900 gems for a minute since I did the flip.
You have anything that's 900 or cheaper, it's already yours because you can just get it if you want.
Exactly.
I get that, yes.
Exactly.
But so I also have a fiance who I'm like, babe, look, I paid 60 only. How much are you putting into this app? Look, this one I paid 60.
But you could have showed her the gems. You could have said, I put 60 gems, even if it was a freaking video game.
But I believe in Steamboat. I believe in Donald and Daisy.
And you could have had 3 of them right now if you had played your cards right. But you chose to have sentiment.
No one saw this dip to this point, not even you. To the food, to the guy who told me.
I'm not trying to do.
Wait.
I'm just
Listen,
saying.
real quick.
I'm just saying.
To
See,
the guy,
now he's gonna try to prove why he should have howled.
No, but no, not that. No, I howled for me.
You howled because
I howled for me.
It was a sentimental
personal choice, and I don't regret it. But this is the guy who told me you better get that Spider-Man Zombie Hunter before it goes to 500. So I'm like 360. Damn,
that was in January. That was in January.
Why you bringing it up?
I thought that too. I didn't tell you that. That would be like me today saying,
"Look, I think the point is you better get that golden moment flounder before it goes to 700."
What type of vehicles do you want in the metaverse that are from
one? You can't time the market, and Veve's market is not like the crypto market.
Corey, all the vehicles,
as much as people want it to be or say it is.
We have a question.
Not.
We have a question.
Yeah, we have a question from Corey Hooper.
What up, Corey Hooper? What's popping, bro? You a baller or what? This will be playing basketball. You a hooper? Anyway, what type of vehicles do you want in the metaverse that are from Veve platform? I mean, I think some of the dopest ones is the DeLorean right off the top. You got the DeLorean, that's iconic.
The 007 ones.
You watch Ready Player One. He's driving a DeLorean in Ready Player One, right? Like,
I think the obvious answer is the Batmobile.
Oh man, they dropped the Batmobile.
You give me the Batmobile.
Yeah.
I don't want any other car. I'm blast 007 up. Straight up.
That's true, dude.
If
they drop the Batmobile,
which one?
It's gonna break the app.
Any of them?
Shit,
any of them.
Any Batmobile.
Any of them.
Which one's your favorite? Which one?
The classic one with the bubble. The one, with the Roji.
Tim Burton. Oh, the old school, the television one.
The television one with the little thing.
That'd be dope. That would be dope.
With the yellow windows.
The new one's dope, but like the freaking Tim Burton one, that's that classic one too. That's that one you can do with the rubber band. The Tim Burton one you could do with the rubber band. Just put 3, 2, pull it. Boom.
If we were to get any of like the Mad Max vehicles, like
Alex said too, like Alex, good one, Batmobile. Yup, that's right, Corey. Batmobile, man.
That's what I would want.
Or how about I'm saying like a Fury Road type shit or Mad Max type shit. Like,
or give me
we get those cars.
What's that dude's name? Vin Diesel's name in Fast and Furious. His
Toretto.
Dad's ride. Give me Toretto's dad's ride.
Toretto's car.
Give me that whip.
Give me that Flintstone so I could work out while I'm using it. I'm be with my
metaverse, just running, tapping your feet.
Yeah, trying to go. Give me that Flintstones one.
I'm trying to think was like the ultimate one, right? Like, I mean, you can't really get better than the Batmobile.
No,
that man had
as far as iconic and going for it, no, for sure. Think about it. There has
which one?
I can't even remember an episode or anything where any villain is able to take it from him. Actually, where they always want to, and they get fucked up by it, or like the Batmobile's like always. The only other one is Rick and Morty. Rick's spaceship. His spaceship one. That'll be savage if they ever let it out right there, because that one's awesome.
You think they'll do Invisible Woman's plane?
The Millennium Falcon.
That's
true. Invisible. That is a vehicle.
Because it was visible.
The Millennium Falcon.
Well, Wonder Woman's.
Dude.
Sorry, Wonder Woman's plane was invisible. You know what I'm saying? The Millennium Falcon. Damn,
that's a dope one.
Yeah, dude. If they drop the Millennium Falcon, it's over. That's a Batmobile level one, but Batmobile will probably stand right at the top.
No, the funny shit is, dude, is that for all this FUD and everything,
they need
if you really just have a conversation, you see how it's that's if they do this, it's over. If they do that, it's over. But they have access to it. Star Wars, like
right here in the clip. That's what I'm saying.
How many given
drop like
at
that,
any time, Veve could just drop a bomb on us, an atomic bomb.
And that's what I'm saying.
They were doing for this last AMA or the video they put out. You're looking at David Yu's office, right? And what has he got in the office? He has the Ukrainian flowers from Ron English.
The Toby one.
He's got the Toby there, and the Toby hadn't even dropped yet.
Rick and Morty drawing behind him.
He has the Rick and Morty, and then he has the Banksy. The one where the dude looks like he's throwing a Molotov, but it's a flowers.
Flowers, yep.
And if you look too, Comics and Crypto did that video a while back. It's like an 8-month-old video, 7-month-old video. Before even the first Disney drops were on the app. They did the speculative video on it, and it's called "What If." What if?
I saw that one. That was dope. That's a dope.
He talks
video
about certain brands that David Yu already follows on, I think, Instagram.
No, and not just that, how he followed it, and then the drop came after.
That's why.
Giving
he follows that got dropped, and then ones he follows right now that haven't been dropped, and some of them were, one of them was Banksy, and another one was Supreme. The brand Supreme. If y'all don't know about that, that's huge, bro. These sweaters and their gear goes crazy on that.
I literally have coworkers tell me, tell me when Supreme is gonna be on the app, and I'm like, fool, you'll be too late. I go, you need to have some type of leverage to at that moment.
If you don't
I'm
get
like,
the
if
drop,
you don't
yeah.
get the drop, I'm like, you need leverage. And I go, unless you're just gonna buy in brand new, which I think people will do for Supreme, because he was just like, one of my coworkers, 3 other ones told me, tell me when they have that. One of them though, he's like, my son he's like, this is all I buy for my son. This motherfucker makes me waste
The
so much
power
money on
of
it.
a fuck.
I
Right,
got
right.
it. Like he's gonna want it no matter what it is. It's Supreme. As soon as I say Supreme, oh, what? They didn't ask, can I take my money out? Can I anything? No, it's just it's
true.
Supreme. I'll buy it.
But that's one of those
they
things where
know
the more,
power in
even
it.
the more you
They know
spend,
it.
is like the cooler it was. How much you get that for, bro? I had to give this guy 12K
So
for
at
it.
the same time,
hell yeah.
at the same time, if they were to announce Supreme tomorrow, there'd be a bunch of people on the feed. There'd be a big chunk of people on the app who have no idea what it is, who are like, Supreme, what is that?
That's why I say we're Disney experts
Blah, blah,
because
blah.
of that, because of people not knowing certain
they'll
things.
hit the drop and they'll relist for whatever, or based off of whatever the floor is. Why is this at $300? Damn, I got this.
I
For
never
50,
get a drop, and I got this
500.
stupid ass Supreme shit.
Yeah, I got this Supreme logo.
It's just this
their
red,
first
it's
NFT.
this red looking Supreme and white.
How is this a
That's all it
secret
is.
rare?
And that, I think that's what happened tomorrow too. I'm saying even the new people who are coming in for the Rewind Collective, right? The first ones, they saw Cleopatra, they've seen other ones, and they're involved with that. Well, what's great about Veve? Super easy onboarding. Hey, download this app. What, do I have to go to a website? Is it no? It's on Apple Store. Oh wow. Ooh, how do I do it? I have to buy crypto? Do I have to make a MetaMask? What? No.
Nope.
You can use your Apple Pay, Apple Wallet. Oh, great. Get the gem. I'm gonna go for this drop. Damn, I can get it. $90. What should I buy? There's going to be a lot of new people on the app due to this drop. And that's why, too, you have to be careful thinking each drop is going to bring us to a new low. Now, the term low is relative. When we were in January, they were still calling it a squeeze. Hey, we have a lenticular squeeze. Dude, we were at all-time highs. A squeeze at that time was just going back a little. Now, a squeeze right now is like people not wanting to progress. You take one step forward, 2 steps back.
In January, and they would have told you, oh, it's not going to go lower than this.
True.
It's not. This is lower than this. It'll never go under 1K gems. Then at 800 gems, we're like, it'll never go under 700 gems. And then when they see someone post that one for 650,
but now,
they were like,
but now we've been humbled because no one can say it'll never go to this, because we've now had it go to. Some people thought we wouldn't see a wall under 20,000 again, under like 30,000 again. Right now. You know what I mean? So it's like, bro.
No, but
like,
the point too is that in this project and with everything, like even people stepping in from crypto, if you said, oh, Bitcoin is at 38K and then I want to get in or whatever it is, that's 38K for everybody. If they say, oh, this app is popping off, that could mean a Spider-Man at 200, and that could mean this at this, and they're both at all-time highs, but they're not on the same level. So when people come in, they're not looking at, like, you get me, like they can buy something that might be in their price range that's at all-time high, and when it drops, and they're looking at the bigger end of it, and it's not the same. Like, you have to make decisions. It's harder to get in because you regret your choice. Just like we were talking about the whole screenshot on Twitter, and everyone's like, yeah, I fucked up on this, but really at that moment, they paid 60, they got 700. They didn't feel like they fucked up. They feel bad today. They feel bad months later. You get me? But in that moment, they didn't take an L. They took a big ass dub.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So
you get me?
at that time,
hard.
if they're able to move it to something, as long as the market's moving up, they're gonna feel like relative to that item, this thing either outperformed that item from that point where it was
or it's a good buy,
or it did the same, and now they just want to ride with it, right? But when the overall market and everything is moving down, it's easy to feel like no matter what choice I make, I'm wrong. No matter, no matter what, it's going to go down. Right now, that is the narrative. Right now, no matter where you go, it's scary because everyone is taking it for granted. I'll get it next time. Oh, the next thing's going to drop. Be careful. The next thing that drops may be so big or so good, it brings more new people in. And when those new people in, they're coming in at a better spot than your ass got in at January, that your ass got in at February. And guess what? They're going to come up because fresh money wins. Fresh money wins. If you spent 10 grand in January, you're hurting right now. You got like $3,000-$4,000. If you spend 10 grand today, your supply or what you're holding is going to be 2 times, 3 times more than me. Mm-hmm. Just because you got in today. And it happens sometimes. the people who are involved all the time, they pay the cost to have that information. I'll give you an example. I was in crypto. I bought all throughout last year. I was buying at highs, buying at lows, but I was dollar cost averaging. So I was able to buy things, when I got in, and then I rode them to the bottom, and then I sold as they went up. I'd paid so much attention to the market that there came a, it got so low, and I had bought at the top and everything in between, that it got so low that I had confidence now. Not that I didn't before, but I had to just stop my girlfriend and be like, look, you need to buy right now. There's not, you need to buy. Even if I'm wrong and we go a little lower, we've already dropped so much that at any point, if I had told you to buy at any of these points, we'd be down. Right now, if you were to buy, even if you go down a little, there's not much lower to go. And whatever you buy right now, you'll probably get more than what if you had bought a month or two ago, when even though it was good to do it then.
Those golden
You'll get more.
under 200.
Not only that, but you're going to see a quicker return because we've been at this bottom. I've been suffering here for so long, and I made my girlfriend buy Ethereum at like $1,800 when it had dropped all the way down from $4,000, and I made her buy Bitcoin at like 28K when it had dropped all the way down from 60K. While I suffered for 3 months watching my portfolio get crushed, I was able to just tell her, hey, I've been getting crushed. I've done all this. You should just, I know it sounds great, right? Hey, I've lost all this money. This is the perfect time for you to invest. And that's the same thing that's right now in Veve. If you had sold someone in January,
put the money in your bank. That's the difference, though. That's the difference.
But I'm just saying, right now, at the very least, is a really great time for people to come in. And although there's people who are exhausted, who are down, maybe they've been in for a while and are OGs. That's what I'm going to call them. I'm going to quote.
They are OGs. They are OGs. They were just in before us.
Anyway,
it is what it is.
The OGs,
a lot of people.
Even though some of them have gotten exhausted and all that, there's fresh new people who are going to come into the app, who are going to see these prices right now, and they're going to buy them the hell up. And they're already going to be in a better position than we were, you know what I mean, than we are. So kudos to them. And that's why I believe we've kind of bottomed out, because I see that. I see that right now live in front of my face. You know what I mean?
And also, you're to the point where, like he said, if there's people who have bought in, if there's people who bought in and now they're on the low dip or whatever, your best, like he said, I just convinced her to get more or whatever, right? It's not going to get to that low because people are going to buy it. And then it's going to be back to the price of the people who have it listed a little bit higher. And if they want to get rid of it, they're like, well, no, I wasn't willing to sell it at 50. So I'm going to keep it at 70. And then 70 is going to be that floor for a while. And anyone who goes under that is just going to get bought because people are like, yeah, I'll get that. Even me, where I got the Spider-Man Zombie Hunter at 340 when I first bought it. It seemed like the greatest buy because it was at like 422 and it dropped down. I was like, all right, fine, now or never. I bought it again at 70. And it's like, okay, now that dollar cost the average of the two.
But
over time, though,
when you bought it at 3 what? 3
I
what?
felt good.
No, I'm just saying, how much did you get it at again?
340.
340 to $70 now. It didn't happen overnight.
No, hell no.
It took the last 6-7 weeks. We've been on this.
Influenced it as well, but also too. No, it did. It influenced it. It had to.
The overall market trend influenced that price.
Yeah.
The drops create temporary
Spider-Man
squeezes,
is still Spider-Man.
but you get a bounce back. The only exception was golden moments, the 5 drop, where we saw a squeeze, we saw the drop, and the market went down lower. That never really happens.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a rare freaking event. We've seen it happen time and again. Watch tomorrow. Tomorrow, after Rewind gets dropped, after Rewind's done, and you have 250,000 people with 90 gems in their account who didn't get the drop. Everything that's under 90 right now,
they're gonna flood the market.
They're gonna buy. They're gonna buy it up. The Ghost Spider,
I'm gonna
Wonder
do the
Woman
exact same thing. If I don't get it, I'm going for a golden moments right after the game.
So if you haven't,
go and try to get you a flounder, or
I'm
go and get you a Lumiere. Like,
if I don't hit on it, I'm going for one of those.
Everyone is thinking that way. That's why I think we're on a rally. And this is what's gonna happen. This is just my prediction. You know, who the hell am I, right? But look, I think we get a little bump. It settles a little, and this will be the moment where either I'm gonna be right or I'm gonna be wrong. Veve will announce a big drop in April.
Now watch them get us on April Fool's
and
Day,
the market
on Friday. They'd be like,
the market reacts with a little squeeze, but holds. And in fact, instead of it getting squeezed and going down, the prices when they first drop, people buy them up and they don't let it go low. And then before the drop happens, we're actually a little higher at the regular way. And that's the moment where everyone's gonna go, holy shit, we got a big drop, but nothing squeezed. That's it. We're out of juice. We've bottomed out. And everyone's gonna buy everything the hell up again.
I think it's a long time till that happens.
No, I'll tell you why. Taxes are coming in,
or they're done.
Whales are done paying taxes, which regular old Joe, is gonna get his tax return and get thousands of dollars.
The cost of 1 gallon of gas is the cost of one comic right now.
But I think about how many people are stealing gas. If I steal gas, I'm gonna buy an NFT right after.
I'm telling you,
I'm just saying.
I'm telling you. I'm not saying we're gonna be able to sustain it or to do anything.
This is my best advice.
I just know
he plays the market.
Going up. April is going up
because we have to say the different perspective. He plays the market. That's what he's in. Like he said Cisco should have sold it. I also agree in that in hindsight. But
I said it. Sight. I said it.
No, but in hindsight, yeah. But either way, in hindsight,
you were correct. I called it right then and there.
No, but I'm just saying in hindsight, yes, I agree with you in hindsight. Is what I said. That I agree with you in hindsight. But if you're buying, now? I know this is just my buying. This is my buying thing. Look, this is what I feel. I feel there's certain drops that you could go for that you're like, oh, I'm gonna flip this one. Like I'm gonna flip it, and that's cool if that's your strategy. But if you're going for something that you want, something you're into, something you believe in more, you shouldn't even be worried about it. It should just be a long-term hold. Yeah. It should be. If you hit on the drop and you got it for the floor, like the actual listing price, you're gonna hold. I mean, that should be your aim. Is I'm gonna hold.
Well, that's your mentality.
No, yeah, no. But I'm just saying,
most opportunity is offered
because of this, though. This is what I mean. Don't think that this month will dictate what your NFT is really worth. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well,
don't get caught up in. Exactly.
We talked about that a little
and
last
is what I believe. This is what I believe. Not saying it's true. Maybe in 3 years, if you're gonna look back and be like, "We need to put still 300 gems," you dumbass.
It'll never be that.
But yeah, exactly. Yeah. So what I'm saying
3 years,
is,
that shit will not be worth.
In 3 years, if you're looking at these buys as like these are long-term plays, you're green no matter what, dude. If you're trying to play the market, it's still risky because you do have to time it. You have to time it. But I'll just put perspective on it. I hit on the Mighty Marvels with Shadowcat,
right,
and Black Cat, and I should have sold her at her peak, $16 for like 170 gems. I think she was the rare, but Spider-Man outperformed her. The other one, a lot of them outperformed.
Remember, you were like, Black Cat's whack.
But I should have sold her. I still think she's whack. I still have her though. But that's a 13 gem buy. I still could flip her right now for maybe like a 3x, 4x. I won't do it though because I seen her potential. I'll just hold it. I'll wait. But most of your buys, you should be looking to hold them for a few years. If you're really looking for like, I want to maximize this. Dude, don't buy into this stuff if you want a quick flip. You can't even take your money out. Those people, as my advice to you, don't do it. If you're like me, he's still in it for the long haul. This dude, he's not here, but he's still in it for the long haul. He regardless of what he's doing, he's making these plays for the long term. He's still flipping his gems
in between.
Yeah, he'll flip his gems. He'll flip his gems, and in the long term, though, he'll buy into something.
Let's get all our shit out right
here. He believes in the long term.
Here he comes. I was about to talk shit. I had a whole list.
It's still about the long term play. You still got to be buying into this. Don't be in this app for the quick flip. He's doing the quick flips to get his long-term plays. Like he sees it as, look, I would have flipped that Daisy and Donald, and then I would have got a Daisy and Donald, 2 Michelin-ticulars, and this, because at its peak, that's what it was worth, and I could do that now, and I get that. But you're still playing with fire, so it's just it's up to you if you're going to do it. He has enough time to actually be watching it. He does. If you don't, don't follow.
It's called experience.
But
it's not about anything else. It's called experience. Remember, I hit Black Panther Rare. What did I sell the Black Panther Rare at? You remember?
You sold it for 5 gems, no?
I hit Invisible Woman Rare, and at her peak, she was at like 200 gems, and I should have sold.
The Invisible Woman?
Yeah,
rare?
The rare.
And Will Smith
I hit her. I got her for list price. Now she's at like 46 gems or something.
That, right?
Yeah,
like they can't even give Invisible Woman away, dude.
I
bought the ultra rare for $330. She's at $99 right now. So
the ultra rare?
The ultra rare. I bought her at $330. Then I bought another one at 150 because I thought, hey, you know,
My point exactly.
get a little
And
less.
then he almost convinced me to buy one.
And
dude,
so just if
I
you're
love
playing the
that.
long
I
term,
love
I
that
guarantee
NFT,
you
but
though,
she's
the one he
terrible.
bought, it will
As
be
far
at
as price.
330 eventually. One time down the line, like over time, it will turn to that. I do believe that.
Okay, so all those are good points. I'm not gonna argue against that. Look, I've made certain
What
flips.
up, Jones?
I've made certain flips on the app,
Papa Doc.
but I'm not trying to like.
But they're for long term plays. Is my point. He's not looking to make those flips and be like, "All right, as soon as
I had to
empty
do
out,
that though.
I'm gonna cash out."
I had to do that.
900
I
gems
had to
that
tell
got.
myself though, yo, let me come up with a strategy. Let me come up with some goals. Let me come up with what I'm trying to do with this shit. Because if not, you're just gonna be chasing the next thing, and it happens in crypto too. Fools buy crypto and they just want to make money quick, or they just want to flip. It's the same thing. You know, if you don't have a goal, if you don't have some kind of strategy or some kind of end game, that's why I say, to what end? You're gonna hold, you're gonna sell. To what end? You have this item. What is this? What is the number you want to
So
sell?
my fiance or my wife isn't mad at me about my investments anymore. That's my end.
You know,
like,
and if you want those, then honestly, if you want those, that type of thing, then you probably just need one or two items. Like right now, a walt, you could go and get you a walt right now. You know, say at 10 G's, 11 G's, 15 G's, whatever it may be. You could spend that on this app, that one item.
I couldn't
turn this phone off and come back in 5 years, and you probably know you 10x that shit. That's probably going to be over 100K for that item. I think anyone who knows anything probably can agree with that. Like, yo, that is super valuable. Disney and all that is worth a lot of money, and no one really knows about this. It's under the radar. The minute it becomes, you know, mainstream or even like Disney conscious, like Disney Club 33, anyone who knows about Disney knows what Club 33 is.
Mm-hmm.
Walt statue will have that type of mythology to it, where you'll just have to say that
the partner statue.
He had a partner statue.
Yes.
But this, what do you mean the NFT? Yeah. Oh, what?
It is.
You got that? How in the? You know, there's 6 billion people on Earth. 7 billion people. There's only like what, 18,000 of those, 13,000 copies of that. Like, bro, it doesn't even make sense. Like, there's not enough to go around.
In any business, they talk about what's your customer acquisition cost, right? What does it take you to educate your customer to know what you're offering, why they should be involved in it, right? But in this shit, literally, when I first got into Veve and I saw it and I got the Steamboat Willie and I was all pumped up, I told a lot of people about it, right? Then later, as it went down the line, I was like, I'm gonna tell this fool, he ain't gonna fucking understand. I'm gonna waste 10 minutes of my life explaining something to him that he's never gonna understand or go for or be a part of, right? Knowing who to tell or even let know about this shit. But there's still other people who mention it, tell them you have your little thing. I have a question with you. Wait, I have a question, you guys. As far as the drops go, if you don't have your gems uploaded, let's say I have 0 gems, right? And I hit a drop.
It still gives you time to buy it.
So you do it. Because I have people say, "Oh, it didn't let me, it kicked me out," or whatever the hell happened.
No, but that time it takes, it's not reserving it for you. It's gonna give it to someone else if they have it ready. So they're trying to change it to where once you get it, once they do lottery system or a waiting room.
When I hit on the rebound, the reason I don't feel that way is because when I hit on the rebound though, like I didn't know what had just happened. I was just like,
but did you have the gems
boom,
uploaded?
Boom, boom. I did have them.
That's all.
That's not my question. My question is if you don't have them.
I didn't.
Well,
I mean, I didn't.
I hit Deadpool,
but I didn't
back
hit
in December. I didn't have the gems uploaded. The first and only time I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
It said upload them. I go to upload them, and it said, "Oh, service fail." You know, server overload, and my shit crashed.
You're so
and I go,
stupid.
What the fuck? And that was honestly, that was the only one on the 12 days of Veve that I didn't hit.
Did you hit on the wheel at all? They had a fucking wheel that you could press every day or whatever. If you tweet or whatever, you could do a 12 days of Veve wheel. And I didn't hit not one. I just should 9 out of 12 days.
The only one I didn't hit the 12 days of Veve was.
Just think of Disney though, and then the exposure for this app though. Just trip out though.
I hit Deadpool. I hit the stamps.
I
hit the globes. I hit Voltron.
Sue Storm was when I was in Vegas.
Do you guys think this day will come? Why hasn't Disney posted on their IG, on their Twitter, get our first? I feel like they have I feel like they have an agreement with Veve. We're gonna drop these, but there's no announcement on our part. We're not gonna announce this to our fanatic
because it's still too speculative, dude. Mm-hmm. Look at the gem hack we just had.
That's what I'm saying.
Look at that hack that Axie Infinity just got. No, it's just too much to work out yet. Yeah, there's just too many questions.
They'll have to hire a whole team just to answer fucking questions.
Exactly.
People were like, I put my money on this.
not my
like
question.
he said,
My
though,
question is,
or you
when
said,
do
how
you
much do they
think-
educate, bro? Who educated you about Pokemon? Who educated you about Yu-Gi-Oh? Who educated you about?
I think it was like the
WB.
Asian crowd. for
Warner
I'm just saying, like,
Brothers.
no one does. If you
WB
like it,
Saturdays.
it becomes one of those things you learn, and it's the same thing with Vivi. Like, the more they don't say, in a way, the more that the
No, but that's
community
not
is
my
able
question. My
to.
question is, when do you think? Because eventually they will. When do you think they hit that point though with Disney, where Disney's actually marketing the way other people do market it? Even Rewind.
I think
Put it on their
I think it
Twitter.
hits that point
Like, you
when
know, you get me?
Disney has before,
But they
but
have their
Ben,
IG. They do
let me
have a
ask you,
Disney
look,
IG.
put it this
They
way,
have
fool.
all that.
Put
Like,
it this
when
way.
do you
I've
think
been
they
in
do
look,
it?
I've been in the app since late November, right? Or whenever it was, when right before Steamboat Willie. I downloaded it. I didn't, that was my first drop I went for after I think maybe a comic, but whatever. It'll happen when since then I've gotten probably like 6 or 7 updates. Re-download, update. It'll happen when the updates don't need to
Well,
happen.
I
The
just
question
trip
like
out.
that's
Look,
when it'll happen.
this is the reason why I
when
trip
it's
out
set.
is because Disney's, they have a huge following and shit.
But if you want,
And they're
ask.
hitting them with the push T, like, if you know, you know, and if you don't, you're fucked. So when they see these people with the partner statues, like, I didn't even have a chance at that. I didn't even know that existed. And
Yeah.
you're giving these
There's
dudes
people-
utility.
there's
You're
people-
giving them this with that, and I didn't even know I could get that. I gotta
There-
buy it from them. Like that. That's what I'm tripping out on because it's so huge. That's all I'm
there's
saying.
people
Like,
who work for
that shit's
Disney,
gonna be
obviously,
huge,
and
dude.
I've seen the drops, and I've even asked mom for the lenticulars. Our mom works at Disneyland right now. I mean, right now for the last
Only
30
right
years.
now,
My mom has worked for Disney. Our mom has worked for Disneyland. I'm down. Let me actually look this.
We won't say her name because we don't want our comments to get her in trouble, but at the same time,
Pretty much Mickey Mouse is my daddy, He's been signing my mama's checks for 30 plus years. Anyway, I asked mom, I was like, do you hear any news, anything, any rumblings in the Disney inner workings and as a cast member about these NFTs? I'm like, do you realize the lenticular thing? Because when they shared that National Polka Dot Day, if you remember, for lenticulars,
the Minnie Mouse, that's what it
first they showed, hey, it's National Polka Dot Day. Here goes Minnie Mouse in her polka dot dress. We'll be dropping some NFTs, and everyone speculated, oh, we're getting Minnie Mouse NFTs, or will it be everyone? No one knew. And then on mom's, I forgot what she had or what she was showing me, and it was the same Minnie Mouse picture from the lenticular on her phone or something,
which will be the Toontown Minnie Mouse
from Disneyland. I go, that's crazy. That's that Minnie Mouse. And it, to me, it triggered, like, Disney's using, like, this is all tied in. This is Vivi. This is Disney. This is and I go, you haven't heard about this at all? And mom's like, no, I haven't heard about any of that. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. And it makes me wonder too, at what point do they merge that and be more open about it or be more forthcoming? But at the same time, Vivi just may not need that. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying,
and for what? Disney don't even need it
too when it comes to a buying tip, because I'm talking to my coworkers about this shit. They don't believe in it, but they're like, damn, dude, you have a podcast and shit, so they trip out and they kind
It
of
must be real.
So one thing I was saying is, like, my friend's asking, well, what do I buy then? He's like, just tell me an expensive shit to buy. What's one good that's gonna be like in the future? So I was like, showing him the golden moments, like Winnie the Pooh. It's kind of performing the best when you look at it in overall, how many editions they released, and then the price of it. But I was like, but look at these lenticulars are down. And I was like, the only reason I'd say you personally value those lenticulars because you're here in Southern California. I was like, you're by Disneyland. I'm like, if this does turn into that utility though, that thing might help you out more in the fact that who you can loan it to, what you can do with it based off where you live, just location, where it comes down to. Where I was just talking about, I'm like, maybe that's a better play for you.
But tell me this
not
too.
be,
Also,
but if you add, like, I get it, Winnie the Pooh might go for $20K, but if your lenticular card you're able to rent out on a regular basis based off the utility, well, that could end up topping $20K easily.
But this
off of
Ben,
one
but
sale.
also
That's just
this,
what I'm saying.
but also
like,
think about this. Look, if you had a new, let's just say, a basketball workout app that's going to show you all the workouts you should do that'll get you ready for college basketball, right? Are you going to go to the baseball diamond and pass it out and tell people about it? You're not. You're going to go to the fucking basketball courts, right? So why is Disney not promoting it to everybody? Because Disney has crazy. Yes, Ben. Wait. They have but I'm saying, like, no matter when. I'm saying right now, the people who are in the NFT space who are going to be involved, who are going to research or do their own thing, it is way more beneficial in the long haul for them to attach to it, research it, understand it, be able to do podcasts and educate people for free because we ain't getting paid for this. And then because they already have the following of people who go every week or go every or are willing to be like, oh, it's Joe's 5th birthday. We're gonna save up 3K and take the whole family. You know me? That's already happening.
I lost him.
No, meaning the people who know how to use the utilities once they come out, you want them to have access to it rather than someone who won't know what the fuck they're doing.
Well, true, but I'm just saying as far as you renting it out with the utility, if location you're here and if they make it,
but you can rent it out to anyone.
No, true, but
you can rent it to someone in Paris.
But how easier it is for you?
Paris.
Yeah, see, look, Corey Hooper. Look, wait, Corey Hooper's on the same page. Sometimes word of mouth is healthier for a company instead of spending on the advertising. Lots to work out in this platform still, and
that's one thing that people have said. Hey, I'd rather Veve spend money fixing bugs, getting us these, MTL licenses and all these other things, than worry about advertising. Because at the end of the day, they're doing pretty good without it. They didn't even think, not they didn't think, but they prepared this app for way less people. I don't know the exact number, but they didn't think they would have this many active users.
This soon, maybe.
This soon. No, this soon.
Yeah, I'm
like
they had
the rollout has been a little slow because of that, in the sense that they became very popular and it did blow up. It hasn't blown up mainstream, but again, we use that relative because if any other project had 1 million plus users in its first year
and had Spider-Man,
you're giving that shit props.
You'd be like, wow, you'd be blown away.
There's more transactions on Veve than OpenSea in its whole entirety. There has
so
been.
Veve's doing numbers, bro.
Yeah, they are.
You guys bring up good points. Who knows the utilities?
I didn't mean to say like why don't they? That was not my question. Just when. I was being like, how they don't.
Honestly, I think right now, because NFTs still get a bad rep, even from like the gaming community, which should be more inclined to understand this stuff. They get a bad rep. To the mainstream, they get a bad rep. To normal people, so I think Disney just like, look, instead of trying to explain it to you, let people catch up a little. In a few years, the same way people hated social media for a minute, now everyone's on social media.
They hated the internet.
They hated the internet. Everyone's on the internet, right? And so it's like the same thing will happen. NFTs. Oh, I can't stand them. They're stupid. What is this? In a few years, oh yeah, I got my NFT. Oh, you know that I get my bonus as an NFT. Oh, I get this as an NFT, or even as a smart contract that might change. The language might change. Smart contract, or maybe us as a society, we call it even something else, some word we don't even freaking know yet, and people say, hey, don't you know those are just NFTs? Didn't you hate NFTs? Yeah, but I love this, I love whatever the hell it may be called, I love these contractees, and it's like, but those are pretty much
it'll be more accessible. It'll be easier to get. It'll be a different thing that was more, it's just acclimated better. It's like,
but yeah, I don't think Veve needs to do any crazy advertisement. They have that promo code, and you gotta best believe they're gonna use that promo code for something at some point, whether it's giving free NFTs away. Now, look, you're talking about this and that about NFTs support being worth a lot of money. I think every person who goes to Disneyland one day will get an NFT. Every day, every time you show up, you'll get
instead of a ticket.
Because if you notice, what's been more important to crypto adoption? This could be an argument. Like, what was more important? The fact that like world countries like El Salvador bought Bitcoin this year, or that Shiba pumped? Shiba was more important to crypto overall than a freaking country buying crypto.
Yeah.
Why? Because the average person getting involved, the average person buying some crypto, setting up a wallet, setting up an account, that is like moving mountains. And this little shit coin was able to do it.
I think Shiba Army.
I think the same thing will be with these NFTs, bro. Yep. We're going to get more drops. We're going to see more. You're going to get lost in the sauce, the obscurity. It's going to get milked. That's just how it is. That's how you bring more people in. And from that, you'll have season 1 stuff. You'll have season 2 stuff, season 3 stuff. I'm going to just go ahead and say season 3 because we've actually been around. We have an opportunity
to become OGs.
We the young OGs.
But we ain't
OG,
now. Triple OGs. We'll just be the OGs.
So, but now and then let me just say that. Let me just get this on the final thoughts too, because we are getting close to them. But like, just to talk about the OGs a little, because this thought hit me today. There's 2 types of people right now that kind of get on my nerves right now. They're grinding my gears. This is mezcal grind the gears,
No,
right?
really.
This thing really gets me, dude. We got the
Here we
OGs
go
who have been
again.
on the app for a while, and they mistake their longevity or their point that
For
they've
knowledge,
been
Presence.
for knowledge,
for their presence, for knowledge or for wisdom, which they're not. No matter what, OGs need to humble themselves and know they're down too. They need to stop blaming the new users and blaming all this other external stuff and look within and say, hey, y'all, maybe you just got lucky. Maybe you just happened to buy something really cheap and it went up, not because you were smart, not because you freaking had some great insight, just because you got lucky and you came in at an opportune time.
And you have money.
And these people now who are coming in brand new, they're the opposite. They now have to come in, they have to pay their dues, they have to pay an overpriced things, and they have to wait patiently till these things pump. Now, the only reason I say that is because on the app, as I'm following, I do see different certain OGs, and they do try to like shun people or try to act like, you know, they got a little extra little knowledge in it. And the truth be told, all the OGs thought we were going to blast off in February. They thought, hey, all this stuff went up in January. We're going to just keep on running up in February. And it didn't turn out that way. So a lot of people and a lot of OGs took a lot of L's, right? So they need to realize that. And I just want to speak on that a little and also say there's another person on the app that kind of grinds my gears too. It's the person with more disposable income than the average person. Now, I consider myself average. I'm just maybe a little more aggressive, and I obviously have a little bit less responsibilities as say the average person, or I fitted my life
I'm
to be
not
able
your
to say,
average bear.
He has a
hey,
kid.
I can spend a little more money on this month. I can throw 500, 600, 1,000, $2,000 into this app without flinching. While the average person, they're not going to put $1,000 into this app. If you're thinking out of a million people,
Or will you?
No, I'm telling you, you got it mixed up. A lot of people won't invest that much, let alone, put it into some speculative thing
That's why
like
it hurts.
NFTs. That's why it hurts them so bad. That's just most people. I'm just saying most people. Now, if you spend more than that, great for you. Now, if you spend over 10 grand, great for you. And then here comes that next person. They're the person that just because they can afford everything, they then somehow feel like they've got some other wisdom, they got some other understanding because they're already in a position that other people wish they were in, but they're only in that position because they're willing to take that loss.
They're
Because
using you to convince themselves that it was a good choice.
And because they were able to buy that. And again, I got nothing against that. There's these people. You got money, you're doing your thing. That's great. I'm not mad. But I am going to say this. To the average person,
He's sick of you.
You have to just be a little smarter as far as who you're listening to and how you're basing your decisions on. You cannot, there's certain users and there's certain people, and I see it, dude. I just see it on the app. They buy everything, remorseless, like because they can afford to buy something at 300 and see it go right down. The reason I love our channel too is because we are just the average person at the end of the day. Again, I'm a little more aggressive. I'll throw a little more money, and for now, but we're trying to come up and we're trying to find.
We just had a photo shoot today.
We're trying to find the right points and right things to invest in because we don't have the luxury of having a lot of money and being able to take huge losses.
Though, those people, these exact people that you're talking about, though, and I'm sorry to interrupt, but just this is exactly what I mean, though. Those people who are watching it, who are used to the good old days in their eyes, like those fools, like, oh, I got money, so I could just spend this shit. Well, eventually, look, yeah, they were in at the opportune time, and everything worked out. Now it's not. There's more people. There's more users. They're not going to hit drops like they used to. But because of that FOMO, they could sell that shit that they didn't have to miss on the drop, or they got multiples, and then FOMO in selling theirs.
But at some point,
they will do that.
But they're taking less of a loss of what they could have.
I know, but I'm just saying those people. You're like, I don't like them. That's why they exist, because the market isn't the same for them. For what they were used to at one point.
I'm not even saying that I don't like them. I don't know. I'm just saying, yeah, it grinds. No, I'm saying it grinds my gears a bit. And all I'm saying is be careful who you're following, who you're looking up to.
They're telling
because there's individuals.
Hey, I got 10 of these. I got 20 of these. on the same drop, they just buy now, buy now, buy now.
No, like
buy
I
now.
see
And that's what
dudes.
I mean.
I
Like,
I follow certain
it's pretty
fools
crazy.
and they do got everything right, or they bought stuff 2-3 weeks ago and was like, yo, this is the best buy right now. Then
All right, Corey
then
from Canada. Later on, man. West Coast, Vancouver. He's out of here. Good night. Good work, guys. Hey, tune
Peace
in
out,
next
dude.
week,
Thanks
bro.
for tuning
Thank you
in.
for tuning in, man. We appreciate it.
yeah, Corey, hey man, pull up on us in LA if you ever in
Tell
LA.
your friends
Come
about
through.
us.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's a trip. That was my little blow off a little steam on these
Yeah,
OGs
that's it.
because at the end of the day, you know, this app is so new. There
We're
is
coming
no
for you.
OG,
We're
bro.
coming for you.
Really, there really isn't because we're all still new. Because even the OGs, they're going through this for the first time. They're going through having that opportunity, losing it, or taking advantage.
haven't
Then
you
what do you
noticed?
do? What do you do?
Think about how
you made 30,000% on your investment. Now what do you do? I'm saying, to what
have
end?
sex.
That's what you have to ask yourself. And until you do, you're gonna keep making the mistakes and keep doing the thing or falling victim to just the impulse instead of your principles. That's all I'm saying. Just have that, because even the OGs know. And for all of them, there's 100 stories of that. I sold too early, because it happens in crypto too.
Well, just look
I
at the
got homies who
content.
be like, hey, I've been buying
Just look at the
crypto.
content. How has the content changed?
Yep.
Even for people
Hey,
who
and
put out
then,
consistent
wait up.
content, think about how the
This also
content has changed.
You dudes on YouTube that be spitting that fake lies, and dude, there's so many new people. You do have to be careful what you're watching on YouTube. There's a lot of dudes that
Watch us.
They act like they know what they're talking about. And if you go fact check at the moment when they drop these videos, you'll be like, dude, they straight up lied. Or like, when did they record this? It wasn't today.
Not only that,
They'll be like, right now, if you go in the market, these comics are under $10. No,
plus,
the fuck
dude,
they're not.
anyone
It's a
who's
lie.
made videos
It's
in
a
the last
lie,
2
dude.
months, or like six to 8 weeks,
Probably down.
about anything like when to buy, what's good, without humbly saying at the
We are
beginning, hey,
speculating.
I'm just fucking around.
This is
I
no
don't
financial
know.
advice.
This might go down. They've been wrong. They've been 100%, 150,000% wrong. Over the top. And I'm going to be one of them right now. Are you ready for this?
Damn.
I'm calling it right now, and this is how we're going to end the episode. And I hope both of you guys listen, because this ain't no, I ain't just putting sauce on it. I truly believe, and I'll take the L if I'm wrong. We could check in this 4 episodes from now.
We got to Will Smith this fool if he's wrong.
I truly believe that we have bottomed out. It's not financial advice. I think we're primed for a reversal, a reverse course.
He's saying bye before it goes up.
I'm not saying
That's
buy
what he's trying to
everything.
say.
I'm not saying.
Sell your wife's earrings.
I'm just saying keep an eye out. From where I'm sitting, from
But
where
I do
I'm
agree,
standing,
it's got to bounce up.
I do feel like we're primed for a bounce back up. Now, I'll still err on the side of caution. Don't go and blow your whole load.
I'd say determine when it came out. On the older NFTs, people know what they're worth already. They know what they're worth. They have a mind. They have a price set in their mind. That's what they're worth. The newbies might lower it, and they might do all that. But the OGs, like,
but there's not that many newbies.
They know,
like me picking up the Homer and Bart. How many
is.
people at this point, right now, holding a Homer and Bart?
Wish they got it at the price you got it.
It's not about that, dude.
Oh, then what?
How many of them are new booties?
But yeah,
how many of them have had it and are willing to flip right now? Most of the Homers and Barts have probably exchanged hands. There's probably not many people holding who got it at drop. Straight up, there's probably not that many, as far as, especially not the people you see in the market. The people on the market, a lot of them didn't get it at drop. They didn't.
I think they are, but that's besides the point. My whole point is,
I mean, we don't know, but anyway, I'm just saying,
it's just all speculation.
It's just exchange hand enough.
All we could do is say our best hypothesis based off what we've seen in the time on the app. But yeah, there's just, my whole point was just, there's just a lot of fucking channels that push what they want. They push their narrative. So just be careful on that. That's my last word for this week. That's it. I hope you guys have a good one. I was gonna end it on the end.
What's your final words?
Final words, but
my this.
I get lost on Cisco Talks, right?
I have doll like this once, but my cat, it bites his head off.
What kind of cat would do that?
You calling me a liar?
Hey, relax.
That's my final word, guys. Boom.
Okay, we got the House of Cards dropping tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow we'll tell you guys next.
I'm calling it. We're gonna boost up after this. We're going to all time.
Did you see the Harriet Tubman? She's
all-time
blast. You saw that shit?
recently.
The Harriet Tubman, the animation. She's like this with her gun, and then it switches to animation. She goes, bah. She
Shoots your ass?
shoots. Yep.
She has a sign that
I
says
want that one.
"Welcome to
I
the
want that. She's like,
Underground Railroad."
you didn't give me my $20 bill.
Pretty crazy.
Bam.
But
Thank you guys.
I'm going for that
Peace out,
Frida
guys.
though, no
Love to all
lie.
you
We'll
guys.
see
But
y'all.
yeah, we'll see if we land a
Yeah,
drop
good
tomorrow.
Episode 8.
Good luck to you guys. Hope you guys get a drop. See you guys later.
Peace.
BB Bros, we out, baby.
You gotta go turn it off. So I'll stand right here and film it too. I'm the real star.